How's it going, guys? You joined me inside of a 2019 Volkswagen Golf R. Specifically, this is my Golf R. So the GR86 has been sold about at this point now a couple of weeks ago, and I picked up one of these. I was kind of like half in the market for one. At first it wasn't one of my main choices, but it was a car that I've always known or like have been aware of. Especially when I was like shopping for the Type R, or even the Accord I had after my WRX. This is a car that's always been in the back of my mind. Specifically the Mark 7.5, which this is. And the right one just came along, and I figured it was time to send it. So the car, when I bought it, had about a little over 31,000 miles. And as you can tell, I've since put on over 1,000 miles since, mainly because I've just been driving everywhere with this thing. And first impressions, I really love it. I think it has that nice blend of performance and daily driver comfort, and especially since this car has multiple drive modes, which in this car actually feel like they changed the car a lot. I know in cars I've had in the past, like, they had multiple modes, but in reality, they only made like small tweaks. This feels like between like the comfort mode and the race mode, it feels almost like two totally different cars. I think now I have an appreciation for something like that. Either that or just having a separate daily and fun car. So I'm on my way to my friend's shop to do the Haldex service. From what I'm reading online, it is every 3 years, regardless of mileage. From what I was reading on the Carfax, I wasn't entirely sure if it was done, especially with this winter already. It's been kind of, at least the temperatures have been kind of crazy already. I figure that it's better to be safe and just do the service. So this is actually my first European car. In the past, I've always been like a pretty staunch JDM guy. So for me, it's similar in the way that, it's a turbo 4 hot hatch, but it's also a little different. Is that, like, especially kind of from like the 8.6, which, I mean, that kind of sets the bar low for this kind of thing, but it feels pretty nice. I'm sure as you'll probably notice and just saw me use the paddles, this is the DSG model. So that's another thing of no longer in a manual, which I don't really mind, to be honest. I think I was at that point where I was over daily driving a manual car. It is fun, but I think when you just want to go places, like especially to and from work, where you really don't want to think about it, having an auto is nice. And the DSG especially it's a nice transmission. The shifts are fast. It's not sitting at 3,000 RPMs going 70. I know I'm going 60 right now, but even then. Overall, just a nice, quiet interior, but at the press of a button, it can really liven up. As of this recording, I haven't taken any pictures of the car yet, really with other things going on in life. I just haven't had the time to. I'm hoping by the time this video gets posted, or really when I start to work on it, that I'll have some. And if I do, then then I'll post them right now. So with this car overall, like I mentioned, the aforementioned Haldex service, I'm really trying the whole responsible thing of doing maintenance prior to mods, which is both easy and hard. Easy in the sense that there isn't really much that I want to do to this car right now. It's still very new, but I think once that newness wears off, I'll definitely be hit by the mod bug again. But hard in the sense that, and mainly cosmetically, especially with having cars in the past, like the 86, especially the FK8 Civic Type R. This car does look kind of plain, which is the appeal of it, but I do want to do maybe one or two things to bring back some of the aggression to the car. What I'm hoping for also with this car is that I know eventually that since I will do mods, I do want to document them. I think mainly it'll be things like doing like an intake, like a roof spoiler, like nothing super duper crazy, but still just having some more content. The biggest things that I like are, one, having power again, and two, having space again. Now that I have a car which like has little like compartments and cubbies to put things, I'm gonna have some fun, because the 86, it kind of forces you, especially if you're dailying, since like in that car, really the only storage spots you have were the cup holders and the glove box. So it forced you to be like a minimalist. So now I notice that like even since when I first bought the car, like things have slowly been coming back. Like I have storage here. I even have a space level here. I don't know how well that shows, but I have that. Of course, the center console. And the biggest thing is a hatchback and rear seats, usable rear seats with the doors to access them. Even though I will probably hardly ever have some people back there. In the 86, I did have to rely more on cars that other people had, just because if I wanted to move something or I wanted to carry more than one other person, that car, it just couldn't do it. Which is fine. I knew what I was getting myself into with that, but I hit that wall fairly often. Something I do have to get used to is all the tech in the car. So this car has a lot of menus, both in the head unit and the virtual cockpit. And I think in this car, like so far, I've cracked open the manual more than I have in any of my past cars. Usually I would just do that really just to check like what kind of oil a car takes and like how much of it, which for this car I did as well. But I think I'll actually have to like sit down and like, or at least like spend a few minutes, go through all the menus, excuse me, and just see what's where and what's what. Even though it is a low model car, it's still a 6-year-old car. So I think, and 6-year-old and not really like a luxury car, I guess, which I mean, even those aren't really, those still have the random rattles and stuff. But yeah, this car does have random rattles. I mean, even the 86 made rattles after less than a year of owning it. And I bought that thing new back in 2022. Overall, I am very excited for this car. Have a lot of high hopes for it. I do have, and of course, I have some plans for it. But first impressions, I am very happy. Maybe I will do like a little like, kind of like a quote unquote like walkthrough. Even though I haven't really done much, like I did a phone mount, the dash cam. Which actually, the dash cam one, I will show how I routed those cables and where it's tapped into. But otherwise, I will end the video here. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more content on the Golf R. And I'll see you guys at the next video.